All right, the Commonwealth Games have ended, and that's in Gold Coast. And we have this report put together by a correspondent on Nigeria's performance just before we bring in our guests to discuss the issue.
All right, thank you very much. Now we have joining us on this discussion, and that's Sunday Adeleye. He is the Technical Director, Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Sunday Adeleye, thank you for coming on Good Morning Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
And also joining us is Amos Daniel. He's the captain wrestling and a bronze medalist, medal winner at the just concluded Commonwealth Games. Amos Daniel, congratulations, by the way, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, we've seen the report of Nigeria's performance. Let's begin with Sunday Adeleye. Are you satisfied with the performance? Could it have been better?
Well, we, like Oliver Twist, will want to get more results better than this, but to be honest with you, we're satisfied, and there's more room for improvement, and we believe we're working towards that.
Why are you satisfied?
Well, because coming ninth on the table, leaving countries like Jamaica, Bahamas, and so on and so forth behind us, and then, of course, after South Africa, we're the only African country there, so I think we're good to go. Over 97 countries, I think we're up there, and we actually are proud of our country and proud of ourselves.
All right, Amos Daniel, did you think we did well? 9 gold, 9 silver, 6 bronze. In 2014, we had 11 silver, 11 gold, and I think about 14 bronze, you know, as compared to 2014. Did you think we did well?
Yeah, I think just like as my colleague have said, we're very much satisfied with the result we got from the Commonwealth Games. You know, when you talk about results, or you want to make analyze 2014 and 2018, now the number of persons attended in the 2014 Commonwealth Games were more than the number of people that attended in this 2018. Like concerning wrestling, wrestling had 6 male and 6 female presented in the Commonwealth Games. Last time in 2014, about 12 or about 14 wrestlers were presented by the Nigerian Wrestling Federation. And so if you look at the cut-off of the wrestlers and also in other sports, I think we've done so fine by coming out in the 9th position in these Commonwealth Games.
What for you were the takeaways from the Games, Adeleye?
Well, the takeaways are when you see countries like Jamaica coming to Nigeria and saying, you guys are actually, what is the secret? You're doing something, for example, in athletics, where I can really talk about as the technical director of athletics, where the team Jamaica, the technical director of Jamaican team is saying, you guys are doing something different, that this is about the first time they're actually seeing Nigeria acting professionally, because we came in with very young athletes this time, where you see the likes of Rosemary Chukuma, who is 18 years, 17 years old, Joy, and so on and so forth, and they are, of course, bronze medalists in the event. So, because what we did, again, about the team is featuring 90% of home-based athletes, which is actually a good one for us. And then, of course, the other countries were like, we're getting it right, and we're happy that they are making positive comments about us and that we're doing something better this time.
What was the rationale in using the home-based athletes as you described them?
Well, you know, I actually studied the Nigerian track and field as once an athlete. I know that for this kind of game, you have, because chunk of our athletes are in America, in the UK, studying and so on and so forth, and because schools might not allow them come, which I anticipated, and it obviously happened. So I said, okay, we cannot just keep banking on our foreign-based athletes. We must develop what we have back home here. That is why we came up and said, okay, we're going to put more emphasis on the home-based athlete, and which we actually did, and then we got results.
I was going to ask you, 24 medals, about 14 won by women. And of the total number of athletes that went, you had about 90, and then 29 were women. Are we facing a death of male talents?
Well, you know, in sports, women tend to have more edge because, of course, women in Africa, we know we are superpower, strong, and, of course, better than our foreign counterparts when you talk about strength. So, and then there's this concentration on women, too, because that is where you can easily pick medals. So that's what happened. But if you see what we're doing right now, in athletics, for about 10 years now, we've not had 2 male running in any finals. And this is, after 10 years, we broke the drought of 10 years, having 2 male running in the 100 meters finals. That is Enoch, Adegoke, and Sheye, which is perfect. But right now, the rise of athletics, male in athletics is on the rise right now.
Well, back again to Amastania. What was your preparation like before going to the games? Did you guys have enough training? Did you also have enough exposure by participating in other competitions before then?
Yeah, I think we have been in camp. We have been in camp for 4 months before the Commonwealth Games. You know, before then, we were told we would go out for training tours, outside for training tours. But the president came up with a good opinion, and he said, because if we go outside, we won't be able to have good training partners to spy with us, and that it's better we stay back in Nigeria to train. And then we buy the idea with him, and we stayed back. And then our staying back was not a loss. Honestly, it was not a loss. We prepared very hard, having good experienced coaches, and then good training partners. So I think we prepared very well. We prepared very well for these 4 months. African Championship along the preparation came up, and then we participated, hosted by Nigeria in Port Harcourt. We participated in the African Championship and dominated Africa in wrestling. And so I think it motivated us, give us the morale to go out for the Commonwealth Games also.
Now you have a gap of another 2 years or so before the Olympics. What does this tell you? Or are you getting in shape? Because that's the height of elite competition.
Exactly, exactly. That is the focus, that is the vision I have, honestly, and the same vision with my teammates also. Because if you do a game, wrestling, and you don't get to the height of Olympics, you have not done the sport, you have not done wrestling. That is the way I look at it. And so every good wrestler must have the vision of becoming an Olympic champion. If you don't have that vision, then you will not have that perseverance, or you will not have that passion to remain in the game. And so the highest is the Olympics, and that is our focus.
All right, now, the emergence of Oluwatobilola Amosun was a big discovery for us. The emergence of, it was a bright ray, it was a ray of hope. How do we begin to discover talents like her?
Well, we've actually started working on all those in those areas, because we've opened the channel for youth discovery, like going for the youth games and so on and so forth. And then apart from that, when I came on board as a technical director, I said, look, I don't want any standard. I want the events to be open where everybody can come, because you'll be so surprised that a man hawking on the street can just come in if there's opportunity for him to run and prove himself. So you can discover talents there. But if you have a barrier and say, you know, there's a standard for our local competitions, you don't have this standard, you don't have these performances, you can't get in there. You must start from somewhere. So we're going back to the basics now, like making sure our coaches are attached to schools. Like every coach must be attached to at least 2 schools wherever they are to discover these talents, because we believe we can actually get them from there. Because, of course, since the death of the school sports, where we usually get, because I was a product of the school sports, so, you know, since the death of the school sports, it has been very difficult for the federations to actually discover talents. You have to you do it imaginarily. So, but now we're saying, okay, coaches go back and then see schools, be part of the inter-house sports and so on, and get these talents for us. Of course, we have a standard for them too. We need certain body build and certain heights that they've not been working with before now. But I'm saying now, go back. We need this height for a male. We need this height for a female. Look at these areas, look at that area, and then let's put it together.
Well, Sunday Adewale, I'm sure you must have noticed this yourself. In the past, Nigeria often beat its chest, in athletics and said track and field, we are there in the sprints and, if you like, up to understand the middle distance races of at least 4x4. Well, here you are in recent years, South Africa, Botswana, they have swept Nigeria aside. And you see this at the Olympics, you've seen this now at the Commonwealth Games. What's happening?
When I actually saw your program, the one you just ended, when people talk about fear and phobia, we have same problem in sports, for example, in athletics, where you say that these athletes were not good in this event, we are very good in that event, and so on. It's actually a no-no for me. As a Nigerian, I believe we're universal. We can do great things, and I believe that we shouldn't keep saying we're very good in sprint and leaving the long-distance running. So that is why I came up also, because we've walked ahead of what you just said now. This is about the first time Nigeria has presented a walking race athlete. Since the session of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria in 1944, I came up, I said, this time we have to go with the walking race athlete, which we went, and she did very well. Came, I think, 11th position in the Commonwealth Games, which is a good score for us. And then we said, okay, in the high jump, 1964 was the last time we featured a male high jumper. We came up with one and said, let's go. Let's try it again. And we came with the athlete. And even at the World Championship last year, I came up with an athlete that runs 800 meters. And he did very well. So we're looking at those areas and saying, look, we believe in ourselves. We can go to 10,000 meters. We can go to the marathons. We can do this and that. But if you don't expose them, how will you know they are good or they are not good? Yeah,
but exposing them doesn't mean you are neglecting what used to be your strong point. Are we now saying that, okay, the sprints, because there are a number of medals, as you very well know, in the sprints, and then, sprints, 400 is also regarded as sprints, and 200. Yeah. What is happening? Is there a dearth of talents, after Onyale and Blessing or Kagbare? It should be a great difficulty that you can find athletes that can be at the elite stage.
I tell you now that on our pool, in the next 2-3 years, you have pools of young athletes that will be ready to fit in those shoes because of the discovery we've made. We're not neglecting our stronghold. We're only strengthening our strongholds, but also we have to look at those other areas, because if you see Jamaica did not win any sprint event in the Commonwealth Games. They came out, they went to the throws, and where nobody saw them coming from, they capitalized on the throws, and that was what gave them. So we also have to diversify, look at other places, and still hold on to our strongholds, and then we believe we'll be on top of it.
All right, thank you very, very much, Sunday Adile. Now, Amas Daniel, let's get to closing thoughts. How do you think we can prepare for the Olympics? It's 2 years away.
Yeah, I think Nigeria have to start preparing for the Olympics now. If you look at wrestling and if you look at sports in Nigeria now, I think it needs long preparation. It needs focus. I think we need something better than what we are doing now. I have to congratulate them. They tried in camping the athletes for 4 months. I think the first time I've seen Nigeria camp athletes for 4 months since I came into sports. I think I have to congratulate them for that, but they should do that.
All right, Amas Daniel, Captain Wrestling and the bronze medalist at the just concluded Commonwealth Games. Thanks a lot for being in our studios this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And best of luck going forward. Sunday Adela, Technical Director, Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Thank you for being with us. Congratulations on your success so far.
Thank you very much.
And best wishes going forward.
Thank you.
All right, now let's, that does it for our 3 topics for discussion today. Let's go over now to our Arts and Entertainment desk before we call it a day.
Life is all about change. Àìmásìkò ló ń dààmú ẹ̀dá, ṣe bóun gbogbo lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà.